Commercial exterior cleaning entrepreneur David Kaminsky admits he spent the early years of developing his company working in the business, being tactical with his day-to-day work instead of working on the business, being the strategic boss that could have accelerated his company's growth years earlier. Today, David has gotten access to the most powerful AI business strategy brain in the world, and it's changing everything for his team, from financial analyses to branding concepts for new products, and even giving stellar, timely legal advice. David is using this core brain AI to help him figure out how to do mergers and acquisitions to feed into the M7A model of business expansion, pioneered by global entrepreneur JT Foxx. I'm Damon Davis, and this is my Discovery Diary, looking for core insights into businesses using AI with multifaceted entrepreneur David Kaminsky.
JT was giving me mad shit for being lazy, but I built a business that runs without me.
It's kind of the dream, isn't it?
It is, for real. And it keeps growing. It grows and grows and grows. And
what did you think when he said, well, what if you put your time and energy into really growing it?
It was interesting because I bought this book before I had met up with you guys. I read it cover to cover on the plane trip there. And I was like, okay. Because I always have private equity reaching out to me all the time, even this week. Hey, ready to sell, ready to sell, ready to sell. Always like, no. And then talking with JT and talking with Dennis, it makes more sense if I'm the platform. It makes way more sense. So we'll be at Mega next week, right? My COO, who runs my window cleaning business, he's located in Denver. He's going to go with me. And he grew a window cleaning private equity group to 30 million. So he grew 8 locations to 4 million or more a year. I'm sure their EBITDA was pretty good. So he's excited to do it again with,
I'm sure.
So I kind of have the guy who's kind of already done it. So yeah, I'm just absorbing knowledge and information.
That's amazing. So maybe why don't we start from the top then? Tell me, what is your business and when did you start?
Yeah, so my business is window cleaning and started in 1999, a long time ago now. So many employees that work for me, they weren't even born yet. But yeah, man, I struggled for 18 years. It took me 18 years to hit $1 million in sales. I was doing it wrong. All right.
What was wrong about your business model? Why did you struggle for so long?
I was out cleaning all the windows. I was doing all the work. I was doing all the payroll and answering all the calls and doing it all wrong. And then
you were in the business versus
the business.
Sure.
And then I'm like, you know what? I need to do this better. So my wife actually kind of came into the business with me, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. And her and I were like, let's systemize this. Let's organize this. Let's pay the guys, a good wage. Let's raise all of our prices. And we had a business mentor. We met with a guy who was my accountant at the time. We met with him once a week and he poured into us. He was fantastic. So I've got government contracts like the airport here in Phoenix for the city of Phoenix. It's a fantastic contract because I am not the low bid on it. I am the best qualified bidder. So I charge an absolute premium and they're happy to pay us.
That's great.
Yeah. And then we required jobs like the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. We clean all the metal on the stadium.
So it's not just window cleaning. It's exterior.
Yeah. And then and I've kind of always had my Flagstaff business. Actually, I bought one of my buddy's business in Flagstaff kind of in the year 2001. Then about 3 years ago, my biggest competitor up there went for sale. So we acquired him, which is cool because now we kind of own that entire town. And then we expanded into Denver about 3 years ago or so. Denver's finally doing pretty good. It's in the red for a while. I invested a lot of money into that. Man, I say this all the time, Damon. Had I put the money into Bitcoin, would I put into building that business? Oh, man.
That's crazy. I mean, everybody can look back on something.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? If I had put money in Microsoft or Google, you could go on and on, right? Tesla, whatever. So it's kind of unfair to look back with 2020 vision and think about the investments you didn't make,
Then we started Vegas this year in March. Yeah, we just keep hiring the right who. I always say who, not how, right?
Yes, I'm familiar with that concept. Who, not how is really important. I was just thinking about this the other day as I was walking down the street. And I appreciate that you brought that up. The idea of an individual who will do the idea that you have come up with, not
Yeah, or they already know how
necessarily you executing it, being in the
Yeah.
business.
But why should I learn how to do that when I found somebody who already knows how to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
And
think about how many,
started a marketing business about 5 years ago, or net marketing business. It does pretty well.
what kinds of marketing do you do?
So we do organic, so SEO. I know when you say SEO, people are like, another SEO agency, they're so lame. And I agree, they're terrible. And we do like Google Maps.
What do you do for Google Maps? What does that mean?
So like if you're a plumber and you want to show up for plumber near me, there's an exact way to code your Google business listing to show up for that search term. People think it's just kind of magic, but like we work with like a lot of dentists. And when I say SEO, people think like, I don't want to hear it. Like, get me out of here. Right. But we have a system that I developed a few years back, and that's how I grew my window cleaning companies. I've never paid for advertising, never paid for advertising, but I'm the largest in my state. Like, how is that? Right.
Yeah.
So figured out how to actually structure your content on your website and how to get it to show up for whatever search term you want.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So like if somebody jumps into our program, we literally have them on page 1, usually in 30 days for search terms. It's actually not hard.
That's incredible. Really cool.
There's an actual blueprint to it. So yeah, I started the marketing company about 5 years ago. It does pretty good. It does about, $100,000 a month or so, sometimes a little more, but we've been actually growing pretty good here lately. So I like
Anybody who wants to find marketing program in your company, what's the name of it and what's the website?
transactional.net. And then we started a few months back doing viral content marketing on social media. And that's actually pretty cool. Like I've always stayed away from social media because like somebody not go to social media and be like, yo, my keys in my car, right? They're gonna pick up Google and be like, who's the locksmith near me, right? But like social media for certain people, it's fantastic. Like I was just at the show and I do this guy's social media for God Talks. His name is Ed Rush. And he's got a message, some people are online searching, like, how do I hear from God? But when we create viral content and there's an actual strategy to it, it's how you write your content, how you deliver it, that you build trust. Because, and you and I both know this, 5 or 10 years ago, you could throw an ad up on Facebook or Instagram and somebody be like, oh yeah, I want that. Sign me up. Not anymore. Nobody trusts anybody anymore. So the viral content is really big because that's what gets people to know you, like you, and trust you. So we do a video every single day for 365 days. And by the time a year goes by, you should have well over 1 million followers. And then whatever you say, people are commenting and posting and sharing and liking. And you're like, oh, hey, I have this new product. People are like, oh, I know this guy. I like this guy. I trust this guy. I'm signing up for that.
So it's not always sales every single day. It's creating content to establish yourself online that gets your virality up, your recognition up. And then when you're ready to sell, you are a familiar entity.
Yeah, it's actually the opposite of sales. You're giving free information away. And actually, you almost give away all of your secrets. Because if you give away so much amazing information for free, people are like, man, if I pay that guy, he's got something awesome behind him.
Yeah, right. What's he not telling me?
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
If you're like, really cool. Hey, I'll give you this. I'll give you that. You download my PDFs. And that's the key is you get them to download something and, you comment, love on whatever video and you download it. And now you got them in your newsletter. The newsletter is where you do the selling. So you'll send out a newsletter once a week. And in your newsletter, you'll have, hey, if you want to show up to an event, click on this link. If you want this product, click on this link. And it's not salesy. In the newsletter, you're still giving them value. You're still showing them how to run their business better, get better profits, work less. And, it's all the business stuff. You just want to provide value. And then they are like, oh yeah, I think I want to work with this guy. This guy's everywhere. Right. So
I love it. That's really cool that you figured it out organically too.
Yeah.
You darn near sold me on trying to join your program. It sounds really amazing, man. Really cool. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. I used to totally be against social media. I was like,
that's really funny.
And
you and I met in Nashville at JT Foxx's event. We were at Dream Team He's
Yep.
got this global community of entrepreneurs. And one of the reasons we were together was because we were talking about the advent of AI and this new AI that he's built for business. And my curiosity is around your past business experience and leading up to now. I'm sure you were probably using ChatGPT just for your business up until you met JT. But maybe tell me a little bit about how you were using ChatGPT before discovering the AI core brain that he's created.
Yeah, just really kind of the lame stuff. Give me
Emails and
yeah, can I have some ideas on this, or can I have some ideas on that? Yeah, writing a nice, kind reply to an email to an angry customer. Yeah, it's kind of lost its luster already, right? It's everybody can do it.
right.
Images here and there, but yeah, like I didn't really get too deep into it because ultimately my vision of AI is it should really help. What's the most expensive thing in your business? People, like almost always people. Like in all my businesses, I measure my COGS, and the biggest number line item on my COGS are the people. So when I can use AI to duplicate employees' tasks, like within my CRM, reach out to customers. I hire people and I tell them, reach out to our customers. And the people I hire, they don't do it. They don't work.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not their skill set.
It's a funny, you probably heard JT tell the story of having an employee who was literally supposed to be doing that, finding people, reaching out, and the person was like, I found 2 people. And he was like, this is ridiculous. And, it goes to the classic adage of nobody will care about your stuff as much as you do, right?
Sure.
So this idea that he's replicated his own brain in order to follow through on tasks in a way that he would, absolutely incredible. So now you've got the brain, as I understand it, and you started to use it. Tell me a little bit about how you've changed your own thinking about engaging with AI versus what you used to think about just using, ChatGPT.
I like that the brain has a brutal honesty because, my idea is so amazing.
Right.
I'm wonderful. Or you I put my financials in there. And it's funny because I meet with my directors in each location and I'm like, yo, man, your numbers aren't very good. And they're like, well, it's because of this, it's because of that. And it's like, oh. And so I threw my financials in there and asked it to give me, some really good criticism. And it laid it out. And I sent it to, my director and my COO, and they're like, wow, this is solid. And
Really?
my director's like, well, that's kind of what you've been telling me. I'm like, that's what I've been telling you.
You realize this is why I'm the boss, right?
Yeah,
Because I see this stuff and
Yeah.
I just validated it. That's
Yeah.
wild.
The other day, I actually have a product that I'm bringing to market. I told you this story, and I was going back and forth with an attorney for just writing a disclaimer on the packaging. It didn't sound that hard, right? And
Yeah.
emailing back and forth and back and forth. And finally, I got him to give me the disclaimer. And I was reading through it. I'm like, even me, I'm not the lawyer, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel like it's missing something or whatever. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to throw that into my AI. So I threw it in it and I'm like, tell me what it's missing. Or actually, I did 2 different things. So I gave it the same information I gave my attorney. But I was like, write me a disclaimer. And I compared this disclaimer to the one the attorney gave me. And I'm like, I like the AI one better. So then I took the one that the attorney did and I asked AI to find the holes in it for me. It found them. I was like, oh, yeah, the attorney missed, it was 1 or 2 things, nothing serious, but I'm like, you really need to cover your bases, right? So it was kind of funny. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't think too much about it. But then I got a bill from the attorney. It was like $700. So I was like, what? $700, man? I had to email him like 6 times and enter my credit card information, all this stuff. And I actually like the one from AI better. And complete waste of my $700. $700.
That is crazy. Wow. Really cool. I love that cost savings that you just talked about. I'm sure that in the future you will be using the AI for your legal consultation before ever going to a lawyer. And I also appreciated that you felt like you could trust the AI and its security to upload your financials. One of the things that we've talked about a lot is ChatGPT is open internet, and it's basically learning from everything you
I
upload.
never put financials in.
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
Open.
Right. Open AI. There's a reason they call it that. That's true.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. I'd love to know then going forward, you said, you worked in your business for a long time. You were doing it wrong. You were doing everything. Now you've gotten a chance to take a step up and you're at a strategy level, what kinds of things do you think about in terms of using the business brain for strategy for building your business? You're talking about exiting, you're talking about making yourself a platform, buying other businesses. What kinds of commands are you putting in to learn more about how to make this happen?
I like that question a lot. I've dabbled in it a little bit, but haven't quite gotten to it. And yeah, I always think the little bit that I dabbled in is saying what things should I be thinking about as a business owner and then explain my business. I've got multiple locations, I've got multiple layers within my company. What things should I be thinking about? What things should I be anticipating? When I ask my COO those questions, I think he's honest with me, but he could also be blowing smoke. He could also be trying to say what he thinks I want to hear. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or he could have his own agenda behind it. Like, if we go this direction in his mind, he's like, I'm going to get so compensated. This is going to be awesome.
Or if we go this route,
Yeah.
work as hard as you're trying to make me work right now.
Yeah. So I love the brutal honesty part and, being able to, put that in there for some awesome feedback.
Yeah. That's really cool. I'm curious, you talked about, I'm thinking of several things. One, you've got multiple employees. Some of them are very strategic. You've got CFOs and COOs and all kinds of other folks. Have you talked to them about the brain, and are you thinking about maybe getting an enterprise version so that they can use it too?
I've talked to them a little bit about it, but I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
My goal is if it's going to make everybody's job better, faster, easier, cheaper. Yeah. My goal is to give it to everybody, especially my admin, because my admin, we handle lots of phone calls and lots of schedulings and, lots of schedules and lots of customers. I had one of my admins went into the hospital all last week. I think she's even out this week. I think she's going back tomorrow, but admin's down and it's one of our busiest times of the year. So,
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm not in office day to day, but I'm pretty sure it's not easy on them. Pretty sure it's hard, right? So if I had AI in there to help with something, that'd probably be great, right?
Yeah, you can at least triage calls, emails, things like that in an efficient way, right? If you've got your SOPs documented, I'm sure you could pretty clearly respond to stuff. I'm sure you have some things that are standard answers that most people ask.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating. Yeah. That exec admin support is going to be good. Really cool. Well, David, this has been absolutely amazing. For anybody who's interested in your SEO, tell them again about what your marketing company's name is and where they can find it online.
It's transactional.net. So I call it transactional because there's no point attracting a whole bunch of people who just like, oh yeah, you're cool, or it's informational, or just I want somebody who's ready to spend money. Transactional means like if you're a dentist, emergency dentist, oh my God, my tooth is killing me. When you go to the dentist and they don't care what they're going to pay. That's a transactional search. Or emergency dentist near me, plumber near me, HVAC near me, anything almost near me. People are ready to spend money. So that's why we're called transaction.
Very good. I love that. Actually, I thought of one more question too.
Sure.
You have a product that you're going to be bringing to market and you've got a patent pending. It was a name that you came up with and you shared it with the group and JT hated it. I'm wondering if you went into the brain and came up with an alternative name or anything like that. Have you done any rebranding in the brain?
I did a little bit. I've actually been traveling since I saw you. So I asked the brain a little bit and the brain did come up with some other ideas. So yes, I'm working on that. I like how the brain was, coming up with some ideas, and it came up with close to the same idea JT came up with. So yeah.
So that verifies that it thinks like him, which is kind of fascinating, right?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. It definitely did come up with, one of the names was almost exactly what he came up with. It just didn't have an S at the end or something. So
that's brilliant.
Yeah,
that's really cool. And finally, for anybody who wants to get their windows cleaned in any of your markets, what's your company called?
Professional Window Cleaning.
That's very easy to remember. Professional Window Cleaning. David Kaminsky, thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it. You take care. All the best. I'll see you at Mega Success next week.
Yeah, loving it. Thanks, Damon.